How you going, guys? I thought I'd make another video, mainly for my records also. Here we have a citrine from Zambia. Originally it was a crystal and it was 7.5 carats, and now I've had to put into the preform stage and it's a rectangular shape, but I do think I'm going to have to cut it into a square stone. There are issues, plenty of issues with this stone. The main issue is the cloudiness in it. There's a little bit of cloudiness. I don't know whether you can see it, but I'm going to have to cut that out. So I've been analysing some of these designs, and initially I thought maybe a square cut, but I think I'll go for this mini square barian, and at its best I'm going to have to reconfigure some angles. This top part, the crown, really don't think all these steps are going to work. I might have to reduce it to one step. I just don't think there's enough material on this stone, and I do need to, when I get to this stage, think carefully what I'm going to do, because I probably don't want too much light in it if it's still milky inside. So by opening up this table, this part here, the C table, that might allow too much light and expose the milkiness. So that's not what I want. I want it to be as clear as I can. So this is going to be probably my most challenging stone, but I can only just try. I love challenges. I don't want to be cutting simple stuff. I want to be, a really good faceter, not just an average faceter. So I'm going to just take it as I come. It could be an absolute disaster, this one. So the stone has been dopped up, the epoxy is put on it, and this time I'm using my micro calipers because the stone is 8.1mm in width, so it'll end up being probably 6mm stone, and that's probably standard setting. So 6mm is getting pretty tiny. That's the size stone that they use on automatic fastening machines commercially in Thailand. They just grind them out, but they would never grind out a stone of this colour. It's always cheap crap. So I'm going to see if I can make a 6mm square stone, and hopefully it turns out okay. Who knows? So I'm using some wintergreen oil, and I've put that on the stone, and what it does, it lubes up the stone, and you can see right through it. Now you can see on that corner there's a lot of milky patches. Now the reason being why you're seeing that is because I'm using a 580 lumen natural white light, LED light, and so it actually can look deep into the stone in a different way. Now if I put this stone on a different surface, you can't see anything. It's very minimal. So just to give an example of little tricks you could use as a jeweler, if I was to hold this stone up to a natural light, you can absolutely see nothing in that stone. So lighting has everything to do with hiding inclusions, milkiness and faults in stones. So that's just a little tip if you want to buy gems. Look at that, you can look right through it. I can't see any milkiness. So on to the next step. So quick update, I'm cutting the actual angles for the pavilion, and you can see there's a crack on the side here, and that may pose a real issue because I'm hoping the girdle will be just below that crack and I can cut the crown. I've always thought this was going to be a problematic stone. Apart from the milkiness, that's one issue, but I think that'll disappear, a lot of it. This light is enhancing it. And the other thing, I've had to reconfigure all these angles because the actual design was for a 32 index wheel. So I've had to draw out a totally different lot of angles. Didn't take that long, 20 minutes or so. But yeah, this stone, what a hassle so far. In terms of cutting time, it probably won't take too long, but it would be a very easy stone if it was issue free. So this is where the problem arises. There is a crack in the side, and who knows how far that goes down. And I just don't have enough girdle, which means I'm going to have to cut this down even lower and recut some of these facets up along here. Not very happy, but that's the way it is. So this stone is starting to take shape, polishing up quite well, and I've done the polish on the pavilion, and it's really starting to come to life. So I'm quite happy so far. When you start seeing the bubbles from the epoxy on the other side, you know you're doing pretty well. So this is the second night and I've finished it. So now I need to take it off the dopstick. So I'll put it in the transfer block and heat up the brass stop, and we'll just see what turns out. I might probably film it in the morning in natural light, but I think it's looking okay. So to give you an idea how I remove the stone, here we have the stone on the dopstick, brass piece of tubing. So I will use this to heat the dopstick, and as I'm heating it I'll hold the stone and gently wriggle it off. It's epoxied onto this dopstick, and hopefully with the heat coming down through the dopstick it'll start to melt the epoxy, and if I'm quick enough I should be able to peel the epoxy off the pavilion of the stone. That's if I'm lucky enough, hopefully, because it doesn't always happen. If not, if I've still got epoxy stuck on the stone, I will need to put it into paint stripper overnight, which is a real drag because most people kind of looking forward to seeing the stone after they've just cut it, not have to wait another day. But that's the way it is. So let's see how I go, and hopefully I can just pull it off with very little hassle. So the stone's come off successfully, and as you can see, totally off the dopstick. I don't need to put in the paint stripper, so what I'll do, I'll give it a bit of a clean up, and in a natural light I'll just have a macro shot on the stone, but it looks like it's come out pretty well by the look of it, so I'm pretty pleased. I'll have to get some of my cleaning fluid that I use on my glasses to get all the fingerprints and a bit of dirt off it, so we'll see what it looks like. So it's early morning and we've got a white background with natural light, and I'm pretty happy with the result considering all the issues I've had. So this stone took 2 days, a couple of nights really, 2 nights of work, and I had to work around the cloudy issues. I think I've done pretty well with that. Got a fairly nice girdle, and being roughly a 6mm stone, it's going to be okay in a setting. So that is that for this stone, and I'll move on to something else, another project, and see what happens next time I make another stone. I'll see you later everybody. Take care. Bye.